Good morning to day 132. Let's have a quick look and an update on where we were yesterday and try and show you where I think the plan should be for the day. A little bit overcast today, always warm as always in lovely Barbados. Today really what we need to be doing is getting the steel benders, focusing on getting the columns finished so we can get those boxed. Again, carpenters are a bit rare at the moment, so not too sure we've got the carpenters in order to do the boxing. The beam here has started, it's not finished yet, but again we need to get that finished off. So we need to be able to box up 8 feet. This is ready to be boxed up to 8 feet. This is nearly ready, I'd say, probably another 3-4 hours I'll have that finished to 8 feet. The other one ready to 8 feet. And the boxing at the front has got the starter beams in, so the guys can actually start pouring that today. One of the goals today will be to physically get the front beam up there poured. So if we can try and get that poured all the way along, then once it's done, we can actually take the formwork off and move that and start again. So just follow around the steel benders. So as you can see, this is all being boxed up as we speak. So again, we need starter bars put into that so that can be poured. So it's literally pull that one first. As that's being poured and going off, take the formwork off, start putting the formwork back up somewhere else. Ensure the steel benders are putting the starter bars on so we can pull this. Again, when that's finished, start taking that off, putting that up somewhere else. So it's literally, we don't have the formwork available to do everything. And the steel benders at the moment are holding us up. So these starter bars need extending, all of those need extending, these need extending, and then all the beams need to be put in throughout the whole of the property. And then we can actually start boxing up and pouring. So at the moment we don't seem to be moving very fast up here. I think it's mainly because of a skill shortage. We don't have the carpenters that we require. Certainly got the masons. And down here we're spending too much time on this mud area. It needs to be done, but at this present time it's not being done with the right people. We've got drainage down here that's not being supported properly underneath, and it's having mud backfilled on top of it, which is an absolute disaster. And we've got the same situation here as well. So in the comments, if you guys, wherever you're in and around the world, tell me what it is per foot that you should be supporting 4-inch drainage in where you are. I'm under the impression it should be around about every 4 to 6 feet. Filling this with mud surely is just going to allow pushing that pipe down, which then gives it an inch drop, which then causes a flow issue. But anyway, so they've still got to sort out the grease trap from this building here behind, coming down to this manhole, and then the pipe coming from this manhole to this manhole. This one's been done, but I don't know, I've got absolutely no idea how it's been supported, so fingers crossed that's okay. They've still then got to dig out from here over to a manhole over there, so I'm not too sure why they put the mud here. Bear in mind, they've got to dig that back out to do pipe work, so it seems at the moment there doesn't seem to be a very clear plan. There's also pipe work from this building here that's going to come diagonally over to a manhole over there. So that's got to be sorted out. This has been done, but again, I don't know, from what I can see, it hasn't been supported up. So I've got people walking all over it and wheelbarrows going over it and all sorts. So hopefully they've actually supported it. I wasn't here yesterday to see what they've actually done. Contacted the plumber, who's obviously overall responsible, and said, look, this stuff's happening whilst you're not here. So if anything goes wrong, you're going to get called out. He's like, well, just do as I asked you to do. Well, we're not here to do what you asked us to do. You're here to do your own job. So apparently he's coming in this morning to double check that what needs to be done has been done. But how he's going to do that now backfill's happened, I've got absolutely no idea. So at the moment, there just seems to be, everyone seems to be coming, doing a bit and leaving. And that is obviously causing us a little bit of, has caused us ongoing teething problems throughout. So from my point of view, it seems to be the main issue at the moment. So we need carpenters ASAP. We need probably 3-4 of those. And today we're going to need quite a bit of material, because obviously we're going to be doing a lot of mixing of concrete and pouring. So before you know it, concrete, cement and stones and sand is going to evaporate. So we're definitely going to need to have some orders of that coming today. And more importantly, we need a plan. So we need the boss here. It's 8 o'clock and he's not around. He assured me it'd be the first thing this morning for me to build a plan. And we've got to start grabbing it, otherwise again it's just eroding time. So, and time is money. So we need to get him here and start building the plan as soon as possible. Other than that, as I've showed you over here, the actual drainage itself at the back needs to be sorted out, so I'll show you that. One of the rooms has actually been swept out as well, briefly last night. Looks like a different room. So yeah, this is ready now. I mean, apparently they put some form of felt, like bitumen felt, into the base of these before anything else is done. But you can see it's been internally plastered, which means that it's now potentially waterproof. I don't know what they've mixed it with. I'm not seeing any waterproofing being used. But that grease trap itself will run straight over into this manhole here at the right height with the right fall, and then it will 90-degree right into the other side. So obviously this has got to be broken out, which at the moment it hasn't been. So I've got to break that out, connect that in, run that down to the other side. These pipes here have all been broken out of the wall downstairs, which I've shown you already. But again, I'm seeing pipe work just literally dangling. It's not being held up by anything at all. So I'm bloody concerned that they're putting a massive amount of mud on top of pipe work that has not been supported properly. So, you know, it's plastic. It doesn't make any difference whether you put one block under it or not. It's going to sag. So you definitely need to support underneath that joint there. 100% need to support that joint. And again, every 4 to 6 feet all the way along here until it comes into the wall should be supported. As should this little one here, as should this little one here. Perfect example is that pipe there, look. I mean, look at the bow. There's a bow on that pipe that goes, it's like a banana. And when you're down there, you can actually see that it's actually gone down where that steel is in the middle. The pipe's gone down and then back up again. So that needs to be propped up and supported as soon as possible. This one's not too bad. It's on the floor. These two are on the floor, so they're not too bad. So yeah, I'm not too sure. You can see the pipe going in. I've got no idea what's coming out of there and over to there, and I've got no idea the angle. I've got no idea whether it's been supported. This one here is where they backfilled here a little bit at the moment, because this pipe is actually going to come on top of here, down to here. But again, they need to backfill this piece. It's going to actually come along on that soil. So we need to make sure that it's, in an ideal world, it should be some form of block and concrete, stirrup of some sort, even like a wall. It should be something that goes along, little one there, little one there, little one there, and the pipe should be sat on top of it, and it should be controlling the run. Everything should be controlled. There should be no way you're allowing mud to go on top and potentially change the run sort of that you've calculated. It's crazy. We've got to be 10 inches lower over there than we are here. So it's literally for every 4 foot, it's an inch. So by the time we actually get around to there, then we're a good 10 inches. So, but again, that's a perfect example. Why would you literally push that mud over this way when you've got to dig out across there? It doesn't make any sense. The machine was in that corner, so it needed to get out and be able to move around. So I understand they've got to move that piece, but personally, I would have potentially put that mud over there if I had to. I'd have dug this out yesterday, got the pipe put in there yesterday, and then backfilled that piece. But very strange, very strange.
Where you going out there for?
So anyways, that's where we are with that. I mean, that at the moment seems to be taken over, priority over this, which without being rude, this is the number one priority. How you going, Ant? You all right? So from my point of view, it's, we need to get the roof on. We need to get that roof on ASAP. One thing we did do yesterday, we had Ready Mix out to give us their solution for the roof. Obviously, we want to go concrete, but concrete is too expensive. And on top of that, more importantly, it's the formwork that has to go into holding everything up and all the props, and then the issue of trying to logistically work around an area that's full of props. It's just complicated. So money and logistics are just the main issue. So in England we have a thing called block and beam. Here they call it Omni, I think they call it. No one's really doing Omni anymore. So it's basically T-junction beams that, like Lego, alternate between each other and connect. So they don't really like going 20 feet, which is what we need. We need 20 feet, obviously from one side to the middle, and from the middle to the outside is 20 feet each. So we need a solution that can go 20 feet. And all the solutions, rather than being sort of 4, 5, 6, 10 inches in England, here they're like 2.5 inches. So Ready Mix came out yesterday and said that their product is very thin. It doesn't like going 20 feet really, and it also has to be propped up like a normal concrete floor does. So that's not a solution. But he did say there's another company on the island which one of you guys has already recommended. They do a different solution, but they're slabs. So I think they're 3 to 4 foot slabs, but obviously they go to 20 feet in length. They don't need to be supported up, but they are working out about 20 to 25 a square foot, whereas the Omni stuff, which needs propping up, is about 13. So we're talking about 60,000-70,000 in material. And once you've done that, you've also got to put the BRC. I don't have any BRC here to show you, but the BRC, the gridded steel sheets, you have to put that down on the roof, and then you have to put 3 inches of concrete on top of it as well. So whatever solution you have still involves pouring bloody concrete. So I said, is there not like a 6-inch block and beam system you do? We can plonk it all in and we can seal it, and then we can put some form of rubber or asphalt or something over the top. It's like, just doesn't exist. So that would be the best option, but they just don't do it. So anyway, I think it's Pricoco, what are they called? Can't remember what they're called. But anyway, there's another company we're going to reach out to today that have the better panelled system. It's not Omni. I don't know why they've suddenly stopped doing Omni. Omni is like T-junctions. They're like it's flat with a T in the middle, and then obviously the alternate one goes up against that, and another one, and so forth. But apparently they don't do that anymore. They just do these concrete panels that are 2.5 inches thick, and they're apparently they're between 2 and 4 foot wide, and they do them up to 20 foot long. So that would be the best solution for us, because we had to run it from one side to the other. How would they have them in stock, or would they got to make them? I've got absolutely no idea. So that's what we're trying to do at the moment. That's probably the only solution we're going to have for this roof. Timber is just not an option. It's too much of a wide support, and being on the sea, it's just not a viable option. As it is, concreting and sealing on the sea is very difficult. You know, a lot of people you can see around here, everybody's got some form of tiled roof. There's a couple of tin roofs, you know, stuff like that, and there's a couple of flat roofs. There's one of my the houses over there. You can just see it from a point. That house there in the distance. In fact, let me see if I can. That house in the distance is very, very similar in look and feel to our one. So you can see it's got a flat roof, it's got everything on there. So I might actually try and get hold of the couple and see what they actually did. Lots of windows, lots of concrete, very flat. That's technically what we're going to physically need here. So I might actually try and get, if anything, to find out what solutions they came up with and what costs, etc. Let's face it, I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm hitting my own hurdles, my own issues, but there's people in the area that have already gone through this pain, so I should really reach out to them. There's 2 houses in that road that have done exactly the same thing. So apart from that, obviously, it's the biggest issue at the moment. We have no site manager. So we've got no site manager. We've got an owner that, unfortunately, and this is, Wayne probably watches this, so this isn't me running him down, but he's obviously busy. He's not able to be here first thing in the morning for whatever reason. And as a result of that, people start their day and do what they want to do. It's like they should be given a goal, a plan, all the materials they physically need, and then they should be managed to ensure that that plan is met. But it just doesn't seem to be happening at the moment. I've got a supervisor here myself, great guy, wants to try and push, but again, he can't do it on his own. He needs support, and he's also not employed here to manage the job on behalf of the contractor. He's here to oversee the contractor for me. So anybody that's watching this and knows any good site managers, senior finishing site managers, let me know, because that is exactly what we're looking for at the moment. So yeah, if anybody knows anybody, then please let me know. In the meantime, obviously we'll catch up throughout the day, and I'll let you know what progress happens. At the end of the day, come to site, beams in, walls being built, boxing being done. Let's have a quick look where we are. So quite a bit of wind coming in. It's that turn of weather that I told you about that's coming. Fingers crossed we actually get that beaten to the post, otherwise we're going to end up being a few TV problems, that's for sure. So let's spin around and show what's happened. Okay, so first of all, the perimeter wall for the staircase has now been built. This has been backfilled a little bit more. Hopefully the pipes have been suspended and supported. That pipe is clearly going uphill, so that's not going to work. So we need to get that one sorted. Pipes are going downhill into the manhole there, which is great. Nothing's happened here because nothing needs to. That's been dug out for the manhole to the other side, and there's concrete and rebar over there, so I'm assuming that the base for the other manhole has been dug out, which is good. I'm not too sure over there was anything out to the septic tank. We'll have a look in a minute. Beam still looks the same, however they've actually started concreting in the base, so that needs to be done to support the actual boxing that's going to go in. So it looks like Wayne's been busy boxing that in for us, which is great news. Boxings on the outside here and starter beams have been, starter bars even, have been increased in height, so that's good news. This beam has been finished off. Looks finished off, and the base has been concreted, which is good. It is leaning forwards, which is a bit of a concern, so that does need to be pulled back somehow. Not too sure whether that makes any major difference or not, but it does seem to straighten out. They seem to have tied a cable there, pulling it forward. So I'm going to have to look at what that means, and they just left out a power tool. Excellent. Unreal. The boxing around here, obviously, there's not really a lot more to do on this until we just start pouring. So we need to get that poured. That's all ready to go. Take this power tool because it's going to get left out in the rain. Sometimes wonder if these guys would actually do it with their own stuff if they actually board it themselves. I doubt they would. So this has obviously been boxing as well, so that's obviously nearly ready to pour. I'm assuming, never assume, but I'm assuming the guys haven't done any form of pouring of concrete today. As far as I'm aware, they had a lack of stone earlier, so I'm not too sure that's happened. But never assume, you never know. Could already be up there for all I know. Can't see. I'm saying that. Might have pulled some of that. I'll have a look in a second. I'll jump up there and have a quick look. There is actually a ladder there. Let's have a quick look up here. Okay, look. So we've got pour here. All the way around there. I'm not too sure how far they pulled down to. I'd hazard a guess down to the actual ladders themselves. So tomorrow this can start coming off. We can start moving that boxing around a little bit further around the building. Pick up the power tool, where's this? We can get that rained on tonight. And the beams have been put in as well. So these are actually 12-inch beams around here. So let me show you these. So as you can see here in the toilet, this is for the garage, so we've got a foot beam going around there and a foot beam going down here, and obviously the starter bars will come off of it into the garage roof. I'm not too sure whereabouts that happens. I'm very mindful this is the garage door, so this is going to be at least as high as here. So I'm assuming that the starter bars will come up and it'll come off of those. Still have a little bit of stone left. A very, very minimal amount of sand, which both need to be ordered, and the excavator's moved. They were going to try and get the wall itself, the retaining wall with the garbage, if it was going to be, they were going to try and get that done today, which by the looks of it, that's taken a bit of a backseat. But no, there's a concrete base over there with some blocks around it, so they've obviously started on there as well. So all in all, it looks like they've had a reasonably productive day. Yeah, reasonably productive day. I don't know how far they've dug down there. I'll go down and have a look in a second, but it's just to there. So they've not taken that up past the container at the moment. The container's got to move, otherwise we're just not going to get that done. And all this drainage here has got to be broken out down the bottom down here as well, and that's got to be taken diagonally over to that manhole as well. So that's another thing we've got to do tomorrow. Let's have a quick look around the other side. On the other side, there's the grease trap for the kitchen in this unit. Let's have a quick look whether, well, obviously it's got pipe coming out of it because I've seen the run. Okay, so they're doing that. So whether that's maybe not finished yet. So I'll take it back. That pipe looking like it was actually running down, so it's probably not even fitted in there as yet. It just looked like it had been connected from this side. So it's probably not connected as yet. So that's got to have the right run on it, which will go up in the air. And again, like I said, you've got to have supporting blocks all the way along to ensure that it doesn't, under the weight of the stones, sag. Because if it sags, then it won't do what it needs to do. They've started plastering the outside of that to protect that from allowing water to come in. We're going to have to put some serious waterproofing in that, because that literally physically cannot let anything in. Got to get this concrete column here sorted out as well. It's got to be boxed in. This is going to be a block out to here. There's a 4-foot door going in here, and that'll all be blocked up and poured as well. So that needs to be done reasonably soon as well, because we need to get the roof on as soon as possible. So Ready Mix did call me back earlier on and asked for engineering drawings. And from those engineering drawings, they're able to tell me whether they can actually manufacture the slabs for the roof. They don't do omni or block and beam. It's like a slab effect. So he said if you actually get the engineering spec, he can give me a price to manufacture it bespoke to the house. So again, I'm not too sure whether that's, I mentioned the word bespoke, prices always go up. So I don't know if that's just a case of saying, look, you know, we make it to a certain size, but if you need it bigger, we can make it bigger. Give us a size and let's have a look. So I'm going to have a word with the engineer later on, see if he can actually send some stuff over. And then we'll see whether Ready Mix can do it. And there's also another company that one of you guys had mentioned that do it too. So I'm not too sure if they've been spoken to as yet. But we need to talk to them obviously to see whether they can help out. Here is, so this is the base for the other manhole. The pipe's been laid in there on top of the septic tank itself. I'm not too sure why the manholes can't be straight. That's a bit annoying. That obviously means that either they're just not in place at the moment or they're a little bit drunk. They also look low to me. Just trying to look at the levels over the other side. I think they look low. Yeah, they do look low. But anyway, that's obviously going to be the two manholes. I want them straight if possible. So we need to have a look at that. But anyway, that pipe obviously will come over to here. All of the three connections will come over and connect into here straight to the septic. And then there'll be another one coming out of here shooting straight. Straight up here. Again, it's going at an angle, look. This is meant to be straight. I don't know so sure why it's there. Very strange. So it needed to be straight with that wall so it can actually go straight up that way. And that clearly isn't straight, as you can see. Straight would be, yeah, very strange. Anyway, we need to look at that tomorrow. Yeah, other than that, looks like they've had a reasonably productive day. I'm sure my supervisor Wayne was driving all of it. Bless his cotton socks. Without him on this job, it will certainly be misfiring at the moment, that's for sure, bless him. So, anyway, I'll have a quick catch up with him and give him a quick call, just find out how the day went, because I've not been around again today. So I'll find out from him how things have gone. There's certainly things that have moved on the job, that's for sure. The main thing we've got to do is get a price and a turnaround time for the roof, because as you can see, there's a change in the environment already, so we need to start getting that roof on. We need protection from the weather. So yeah, and obviously we need to get the beams boxed up, poured, all the top beams poured, and we've got to get the full courses on top before we can even consider the roof. And I'm sure a company's going to need time to manufacture the roof as well, so we've got to get it manufactured and delivered, and prior to that, a cost. So tomorrow will obviously a different day. I'm going to try and get it first thing in the morning, try and have a meeting with everybody to find out where we are and what we're doing, including the owner of the business as well, just to try and make sure we've got a clear path and plan about what we're actually doing to ensure we're controlling this. But tomorrow's another day. Thank you.